What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Day in the Life of JB Bless. Out here at the park. Went to Leeds for work this morning. Thought I had a flat. The night before, last night, I had went and got some air in the tire, and I believe the little air, uh, it's the little pin in there, got pushed in. So I believe when I got back to the house, parked the car and got out, parked the truck and got out, that the air must have leaked out overnight. So, I didn't make it to work this morning or today. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. Uh, it's about nothing, but it's about something. Um, what's going on today? Nothing much going on today. I thought I'd hear some stories, dating stories. I know the last dating story I did was about Cherry. Uh, that wasn't her real name. I just didn't want to use her name. Um, I tell you, since then though, I'm back to work. Uh, Started back last week. It's something different. You got to wear your mask all day long, plus your safety glasses. They're not turning on any fans. As of yesterday, they weren't turning any fans because they didn't want any germs to spread around. So now what they're doing is they turned on the air conditioning in the plant, which is rare uh, in any plant. But yeah, the last story I told y'all about the dating story, it was Sherry. And I didn't tell you what happened after that first date. So after the first date, me and Sherry going out, she would call here and there and we would talk and we would go out. And her thing was as long as I was going to supply the drinks and the food, she was willing to drive anywhere, go anywhere, it didn't matter. Um, so after that first date, we hung out for, a couple of times. So she was having a family reunion at maybe a couple of blocks away from her. And she was telling me about it. So, I had no plans on going because at this point, I was only entertaining her when I felt like it because of her attitude and her view on life, which was like, she believed that if she was with a man that, oh, no, what she told me was we could move together and I would pay all the bills and I would work and she would keep me fresh. I guess in other words, she'd keep me drip. So she would buy my clothes and shoes and all that. And, what you talking about somebody that doesn't cook, uh, I can tell you, I knew she couldn't cook when she was like, can you make some sausages? I'm like, Sherry, I'm not cooking nothing. She was like, it don't take that long to boil some breakfast sausage. I looked, I said, boil some breakfast sausages? Who boils breakfast sausages? Anyway, so yeah, she was throwing a family reunion by our house at a park. So the day of the family reunion, it was early in the morning, and it was a Saturday. She called me and she asked me. She said, "Well, I'm real busy over here, and I know you may not want to be bothered with me, but can you please do me a favor? Can you go pay my Metro bill because it's due today, and I know they're gonna shut it off before 12, and it's so many family members coming into town. I don't want to be without a phone." So I wasn't doing nothing. Was actually kind of bored. So I got up and she stayed maybe less than 8 minutes away from me. Both stayed in the city called Ferndale. So I rode over there. I rode to Metro, paid her bill, and then I went to past her house to pick up the money. So when I go pick up the money, she introduced me to the aunt. I'm like, okay. She introduced me to her sister. I'm like, okay. Then her daughter came out the house. She's older. I think she was in her late 20s, maybe 30. and she introduced me to the daughter. Then she calls her son out, and the son is like 10. So when she did that, in my mind, I'm like, oh, what's going on? This ain't, what you call him out the house for? We have been talking, but we ain't not kicking it like that or whatever. So she gives me, y'all excuse me, that was a huge B. She gives me my money, but she gives me, her bill was 60. She gave me $100 bill. So I'm knowing that she's gonna want her change back. So she says, well, when you get change, if you go to the dollar store, you can just get change. Grab me some cups. So at this point, I know what's going down. No doubt. I already know. So, Bay, don't get mad at me. I stopped and got me a Slurpee. I had to. It was out this way. By the time I got home, yours would have been melted. So, I shoot a move. I come back. Her sister says, so, you coming down, right? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Oh, you come down, at least has to make you up, get you something to eat, this, and that, or whatever. So I end up going, and I actually helped them set up. And as I'm helping them set up, me and the sister was off to the side putting tablecloths over the tables, and they kept flying off. And Cherry came by and she said something and kept walking. And I said kind of loud, like, what's wrong with you? It was something out the way. Her sister was like, oh, she bipolar. She's something manic depressive, something like that. And I'm waiting for her to laugh. She didn't laugh. And she kind of looked at me like, you know what you dealing with. So in my mind, I'm like, I ain't dealing with nothing. So, day goes on. I'm like, well, I'm about to get out of here. She done made me a plate or whatever. I'm just watching her family do their thing. So I'm like, let me get on out of here. I got to go take care of baby girl. I got to do blah, blah, blah. She like, okay, well, are you going to coming back? I'm like, call me, which is no. So in the process, me and my boy, Meathead, we go out, and we don't get back till maybe 2:30, 3 in the morning. So when I get back to the house, she's sending me texts, blowing my phone up. So I finally answer. I'm like, the next morning, she calls again. I answer. I'm like, what's going on? Well, what's your problem? I said, what you mean? Well, I thought you was coming back last night. Everybody was waiting on you. You got me looking like a fool. So what you mean everybody was waiting on me? What they waiting on me for? I wasn't bringing nothing back. I wasn't supposed to bring no drinks, no nothing like that or whatever. So it clicked. She's telling these people that her family that I'm her man. So they were expecting me to come back and chill with everybody. So I'm like, Sherry, I'm not your man. We get into it all the time. Our view on life is totally different. This is that or whatever. Because this is like a love-hate relationship. So then I knew something. And it had been times before then that had kind of threw me off. I remember one time she had called me because I felt like I'm not no I'm never gonna let a woman use me. So why would I let you? Oh, when you want something to drink or you want to eat, I'm paying for everything every time. That's not how that works. You know, not in these times. If you got you supposed to be retired. You had three chains, business chains that you sold off. You should be able to take me out once in a while. Can't cook, so it ain't like you cook me a meal. But do something. So I do remember her calling me one night about 2 something in the morning, and she was like, can I come by? So, fellas, we already know. If I'm explaining to you how beautiful this lady was, I mean, long hair. She was light skinned. She had freckles on her face. Body out of this world. When I say out of this world, out of this world. And she calls, asks, so, in my mind, even though I know this is not the one for me and I really don't want to be bothered, I tell her to come through anyway. So she comes on over, because she asked, because she spent a night. It's already 2 something in the morning. So she comes over, and when she gets upstairs in my room, I'm laying back down in the bed. TV still on, but the lights are out. And she started taking her clothes off. So while she's taking her clothes off, I got that one eye peeping like, ooh, you know, the top shirt comes off. Then the jeans come on. So when she took the jeans off, I'm like, woo. I mean, big butt, all that. You know how fellas like it or whatever. She gets in the bed, cuddles dead up next to me, toots her butt up, all close to me. So I'm like, all right now. So I'm kind of waiting it out, seeing what's going on. And after about 15, 20 minutes, I slide my hand around the waist, holding the waist. Nothing is said. Another 2, 3 minutes, I slide my hand over the stomach. Nothing is said. Wait about another 2 minutes, I slide my hand in the secret garden. She slaps my hand and says, "Stop, you rapist," and went back to sleep. At this point, I could have did one or two things. Kicked her out the house for calling me a rapist, or, you know, let her stay. And then the next day, just stop dealing with her altogether. But being that I wanted this woman in a certain, how guys, when you want something, you willing to go through some hell and high water to get to it. So I went on to sleep. She never moved, stayed right next to me. Next day, she leaves probably about 9:30. She calls me. The next time I talk, we talked through maybe a week or whatever. Next time she calls, she like, you taking me out for drinks and to get something to eat? I'm like, no, sure. We ain't doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing today. I was in one of my chill moods, I'm not spending no money today. I'm not leaving this house. The truck ain't leaving the driveway. I'm good. She like, oh, it's cool. I always got somebody that can take me out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, enjoy. Hung up the phone. So that night, she calls again, 2 o'clock in the morning. You mind if I come by? I'm like, now, I said, homeboy that took you out to eat and drink, and why you ain't ever at his house? Just because I can have somebody go out, take me out to get something to drink and chill with him, don't mean that's the one. So, once again, let her come through, stay the night, nothing happens. Now, this all happens before the family reunion. So that night when I stayed out, she had the family reunion. She's going off that next morning. Like, you were supposed to come back out. My family wanted to, get to know you, blah, blah, blah. And I was going to come over your house after everybody left. And I said, all these plans you had, and I wasn't included in it. You didn't tell me nothing about it. But, yeah, Sherry was something else. But when she did that, yeah, that stop, you rapist, and went back to sleep. still put my arm around her and everything. I'm like, what is wrong? Yeah, I knew something was wrong. But we did a lot of arguing, a lot of she would do stuff like we would be in public and she would get to drinking, and I remember one time we went to a restaurant in Royal Oak, in downtown Royal Oak, burger place. Can't think of the name of it right now. We're sitting there. We already had a couple of drinks. It's one of them nice nights. Everybody out, so we go. We getting burgers or whatever. So the waiter he waiting on us, and like she buzzing. She tells the waiter like, "Yeah, he could have been and got him, son, if he learned how to act." And it was always that type of stuff, you know. And mixed, she was mixed. I guess she was fighting between the white and the black in her or whatever it was. But she had some sure issues. I'm trying to think that we hung out, several times after that, but it would be in spurts. It would never be a consistent thing. It would just be here and there, and I was dating other people by that point, and I'm pretty sure she was. Uh, but it didn't stop her from getting angry when I didn't want to hang. I remember it was the Dream Cruise, and it was her birthday. She was out at the Dream Cruise with her cousins, and she called me, and she was like, "Yeah, um, I want some chicken wings from Outback. You gonna take me for my birthday?" I'm like, "Nope." 'Cause we had just got into it the day before, her saying something smart, just out the way. I said, "No, that's not what I'm gonna do, but happy birthday." This is her exact words. So you're going to spend my birthday by yourself? I said, "What? You're gonna spend my birthday by yourself?" I said, "Yep." So once I told her that, she just got belligerent. When I say went off, these ends out here laughing at you. Do you know how many men want me? Do you know how fine I am? You a clown. You don't know what to do with a good black woman when you got one. You should be proud. This when I'm walking with you and I'm on your arm and this and that. She was one of those people that one of those women that you didn't have to give a compliment to because they compliment themselves enough. So um, I would say me and Sherry had stopped talking, and it wasn't on good terms. It was one of those. The last words was the click, her hanging up on me for getting back at, getting smart with me. But that was a Sherry story. I'm gonna come at y'all next with another story, and the next video is gonna be about an older woman that I dated and what went down. If you like the channel, please subscribe, like, hit the notification button so you can get alerted when I got new videos up. Trying to grow this channel, trying to come up with content. I have a couple of interviews that I want to do. One is with my cousin Ryan Thomas. He's running for city clerk out in Royal Oak Township, and another one is with a guy I used to work with, Will Gardner. He has gardens in the city, man. He's doing his thing, and I would love to interview him and let people see that, even when you in the hood and it doesn't matter where you at, you can grow your own vegetables, have your own garden, eat what you grow, so you know what you eat. Also, I got some videos, these some video ideas about a topic on going back to Africa. Just talking about different places in Africa and the different money amounts of the difference, the difference between currency between the American dollar and how far the American dollar goes in other countries. So those are some of the videos that I plan on doing. I'm gonna try to bring more content every day, just to try to get the channel moving and give people more things to look at. and more interviews. But other than that, I holla.